good swing. So we're almost finished. I just kind of wanted to recap a few things. So we talked about the pre and post shot routine. Obviously kind of making sure that you're really deliberate about that as far as integrating it into your swing process. But I think kind of aside from the actual shot, I think kind of visualizing the entire round beforehand is a good way to kind of go to prepare yourself mentally and physically for the round that you're about to have. So is there a few golf courses that you play pretty often, or what's one course that you play all the time? Pine Creek. Okay, so I think it's a good exercise. So the night before or the morning of, or some kind of time leading up to that round, anytime you're planning on playing a course that you know really well, it's important that you kind of walk yourself through that round hole by hole. So imagine yourself hitting really good shots, and you got to be really, really kind of in depth about it. So imagine the grass, imagine where the wind's blowing, or the clouds, or kind of what clothes you're wearing, or you got to walk yourself through each post and pre-shot routine, and just play around with golf in your head, going through each of those holes on Pine Creek. And so I think if you do that a number of times, especially one time at least before each round you play, you'll have a lot of confidence in yourself before the round starts because you've already seen yourself hit a lot of good shots. So if you do that, I think you'll kind of see a really positive translation from kind of that visualization into your actual score, and then obviously the mental game within the round of golf, practicing your post and pre-shot routines like we talked about earlier is really going to be important as well. Okay. So I think if you kind of practice those mental things, that's kind of some homework for you. So each night or each morning before a round of golf, just visualize that round, whether it's just a few holes, front 9, the back 9, or all 18, or whatever you have time for. Don't short-sight yourself either. You got to be really, really kind of in-depth with it and really visualize every aspect of the round. Okay. And then you'll probably see a better translation of scores just because you have that confidence in yourself before you start. Okay. Cool. Nice shot. Okay, so we just talked about kind of a good drill to use while you're practicing to kind of make sure you're entering and exiting the sand consistently. But obviously you can't touch the sand when you're on the golf course. So we're going to talk about a way to kind of visualize the right way to enter the sand and exit the sand, so that you can take that onto the golf course and kind of translate your practice into your scores as well. So instead of drawing a line, it's just going to be a lot about how you can visualize. Okay. So when we get here, I'm going to put the ball down right there. I want you to just kind of picture an inch and a half behind the ball and look at one bright colored pebble that you see. Okay. And so obviously this is going to narrow your focus, and it's going to make sure that you hit that one exact spot, which is going to kind of narrow your room for error. So obviously that was pretty good contact, right? So let's try it one more. So again, you're just really focusing on one tiny pebble right behind the ball or one spot you see. You're just trying to slap that. You're really not even paying attention to the ball anymore. Great shot. So does that make sense? It's really kind of taking the focus off the golf ball and putting it on a much smaller target, which kind of expands your room for error. Sorry about that. That's really unprofessional. So obviously you can use this on the golf course and when you're practicing as well. But like I said, you can't draw lines in the sand with your fingers when you're on the golf course. So this is something you can really use on the golf course to make sure that you're entering and exiting the sand at consistent points. Yeah. Make sense? It does. Cool. In terms of practicing, what kind of shots do you practice when you're practicing around the greens? Is it mainly with one club, or do you switch it up?
Yeah, I usually do one club.
Okay.
I'm starting to kind of switch it up. It's usually 60, and I'm starting to switch it up to 56.
Okay, so yeah, that's definitely something that's important. Just making sure you switch up your clubs, even if you're pitching or chipping from the same spot. If you change up your clubs and hit those same shot or same lies from the same places with different clubs, you'll definitely get a better feel around the green. Just kind of learning how different clubs react with different lies and the spin and hardness of the green and stuff like that. Gotcha. So definitely something you can take home as well. Just grab just like today, because you're 60 or 56 and your 9 iron, and just drop down 3 balls and hit them all 3 from the same spot, and then go around the green and kind of do that for a little while. So that should definitely help with your kind of development of feel around the green and diversity in terms of the shots you can hit around the green. Make sense?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Perfect.